90-pound big mouth Tony LoCassio, mutants. But you already knew that, didn't you? Your Uncle Tony brought you the greatest wrestler alive today. This blue-eyed barbarian, the golden-haired gladiator, the 27-year-old legend, the modern-day Viking, the prototype of the 21st century, Mr. Everybody Knows, Shawn Shultz.
Wes Robinson, you're supposedly the Rookie of the Year. Well, let me tell you something. You're looking at not just an average wrestler, because you, sir, are just a normal man. In my everyday activities are every normal man's impossible fantasies. And Wes Robinson, you are going to step in the ring with a true superstar of professional wrestling, and I promise you, it's not going to be a good night.
It's the Stars of Mid-South at a Night of Champions at Hughes Center, Russellville, Arkansas, Saturday night, January 23rd at 7:30. The Mid-South Tag Team Champions, Reckage and Romance, Jeff Jett and Matt Riviera, take on Midnight Gold with beautiful Bobby Eaton. The TCW International Champion, the Grim Reaper Big Tim Storm, will face Nature Boy Buddy Landell. In an ACW Championship match, it's going to be Action Mike Jackson taking on the Latin Lover, Antonio Garza. And it's the Midgets in Russellville on the 23rd, Little Bruiser against Kid J. Also these stars from Mid-South Wrestling, Steve Anthony, APOC from Dark Circle, Prince Alfarat, Wes Robinson, Chaz Cardington, and many more stars to come. Tickets go on sale December the 1st at the locations on the screen. VIP seats are selling fast for a Night of Champions at the Hughes Center in Russellville, January 23rd. Be there.
Saturday night, January 23rd, Russellville. It's called the Night of Champions, presented by Mid-South Wrestling, the best wrestling organization in professional wrestling today. And when you talk about champions, you're talking about my team. Beautiful Bobby Eaton of Midnight Express fame and the Golden Boy Greg Anthony, together with yours truly, manager Brian Thompson. They are Midnight Gold. And you see, I put them together in 2009. And we have run roughshod over everybody in professional wrestling. But 2010 is coming up, and it's January 23rd. It's going to be our Night of Champions. The night we put the Mid-South Tag Team Championships around our waist by beating Reckage and Romance, VH1's own superstar, Matt Riviera, Jeff Jett. You see, you guys were this close to losing those belts in Fort Smith last year. But you see, you made my man Golden Boy wrestle 2 matches in one night. Very, very wise on your part. But you see, this time, it's one match. It's you, it's us, it's the tag team titles, and we're taking them home Saturday night, January 23rd. And wrestling fans, if you're smart, you buy your ticket now because they're going to sell out Russellville. It's going to be packed to the rafters to see a Night of Champions. Great champions there, but the true champions, the tag team champions, are going to be Midnight Gold when we walk out after the 1, 2, 3. And that's a promise that with us is always as good as gold.
The Wrestling School is currently accepting new students. Think you've got what it takes to make it in the ring? Learn from wrestling legend Bill Ash. Learn the ins and outs of the wrestling business. Train to be a professional wrestler, manager, or referee. Women are encouraged to apply, and payment options are available. Call 479-880-7371 for tuition information, or email thewrestlingschool@yahoo.com for more information about The Wrestling School.
Russellville, Arkansas, January the 23rd, the Hughes Center. Reckage and Romance is coming back to defend the titles again. Jeff Jett, Matt Riviera, Midnight Gold. Let's get it on.
That's right, Night of Champions. I've been on a lot of Night of Champions. Jeff Jett has been on a lot of Night of Champions. But this show, we're going to face the toughest competition. And believe me, we faced a lot of tough competition. Last week, it was Nature Boy Buddy Landell. All that out and still. We took care of those guys. Now it's time. Beautiful Bob Eaton, Golden Boy Greg Anthony with your manager, Brian Thompson. That little rat, we're going to take him out. It's a homecoming for me, baby. January 23rd, Hughes Center, 8 o'clock. Be there.
It's the Stars of Mid-South at a Night of Champions at Hughes Center, Russellville, Arkansas, Saturday night, January 23rd at 7:30. The Mid-South Tag Team Champions, Reckage and Romance, Jeff Jett and Matt Riviera, take on Midnight Gold with beautiful Bobby Eaton. The TCW International Champion, the Grim Reaper Big Tim Storm, will face Nature Boy Buddy Landell. In an ACW Championship match, it's going to be Action Mike Jackson taking on the Latin Lover, Antonio Garza. And it's the Midgets in Russellville. On the 23rd, Little Bruiser against Kid J. Also, these stars from Mid-South Wrestling: Steve Anthony, APOC from Dark Circle, Prince Alfarat, Wes Robinson, Chaz Cardington, and many more stars to come. Tickets go on sale December the 1st at the locations on the screen. VIP seats are selling fast for a night of champions at the Hughes Center in Russellville, January 23rd. Be there. Hi again, everybody. It is Bill Franklin once again for Traditional Championship Wrestling. We have breaking news for you. Big time Tom Donovan, the agent for Prince Alfarat, has been indefinitely suspended by Mid-South Wrestling for his constant interference in Farat's matches. Pictured here on the screen, you see Donovan on the right. He has been a thorn in the side of not only referees, but opponents of Prince Alfarat at the same time. In other breaking news, last week at Fort Smith, Arkansas, the surprise opponent of Prince Alfarat, Major Scott Murdoch, you may have seen it on Traditional Championship Wrestling last week. You may have heard about it on traditionalwrestling.net or traditionalwrestling.com, that Major Scott Murdoch was run off the road by a black sedan. Of course, they are denying in the camp of Prince Alfarat that they had anything to do with it. But nonetheless, Murdoch did not show up. Rest assured that this week, if you've seen the front page of traditionalwrestling.com, you see that Major Scott Murdoch, the second-generation wrestler trained by Dr. Death Steve Williams, he will be in Russellville on Saturday night. Now, here's one highlight from Fort Smith that I found particularly entertaining, and it was in our opening match.
Fort Smith, Arkansas, I introduce to you the greatest professional wrestling manager in the world today, Mr. Tony LoCassio!
That's right, mutants of Arkansas. Your Uncle Tony has brought to you the greatest wrestler alive today. This blue-eyed barbarian, this golden-haired gladiator, weighs in at 220 pounds from Nashville, Tennessee. He's a 27-year-old legend, the modern-day Viking, the prototype of the 21st century. Mr. Everybody Knows, Shawn Shultz!
It's the Stars of Mid-South at a Night of Champions at Hughes Center, Russellville, Arkansas, Saturday night, January 23rd at 7:30. The Mid-South Tag Team Champions, Reckage and Romance, Jeff Jett and Matt Riviera, take on Midnight Gold with beautiful Bobby Eaton. The TCW International Champion, the Grim Reaper Big Tim Storm, will face Nature Boy Buddy Landell. In an ACW Championship match, it's going to be Action Mike Jackson taking on the Latin Lover, Antonio Garza. And it's the Midgets in Russellville. On the 23rd, Little Bruiser against Kid J. Also, these stars from Mid-South Wrestling: Steve Anthony, APOC from Dark Circle, Prince Alfarat, Wes Robinson, Chaz Cardington, and many more stars to come. Tickets go on sale December the 1st at the locations on the screen. VIP seats are selling fast for a night of champions at the Hughes Center in Russellville, January 23rd. Be there. Fans, that's going to do it for this week on Traditional Championship Wrestling. I'm Bill Franklin. See you next week with highlights from Fort Smith.